It was good to be back with the guys this morning and to get a good start on Minnesota. And obviously, our guys are excited about this game and need to have a great week of preparation.
No mics today, so you'll have to speak up so Jeff can hear us. Jesse.
No, I mean each year is a new opportunity, and certainly this game means a ton to both sides, and really if you look back at the history of it, both schools have had their runs, and great thing about sports is it's what are you doing today, and this group knows that, and it's all about this year 2 teams, and you got to go play the game to earn the right to either keep the axe or get the axe.
Do you have a Jim Huber to pass along to Laura?
As you well know, there is only one Jim Huber. And yet you try to pass on. I think that's one of the great things about being able to play college football and for our players to be a part of such a long, storied rivalry game. You know, that's a really cool thing. And we were fortunate the years that I was around Hubes because he knew both sides so well. And yet we are fortunate. We've got a number of guys on this team that can pass on what it means, and certainly coaches and people in it that you want to make sure that you remind the ones that have played, but it's for the ones that haven't to understand the magnitude of this game.
Paul, do you treat the week of preparation maybe differently? Do you want to see the intensity level go up during this week? Or how do you treat that?
No, I think you treat each week you want to. You know, there's different reasons for when Wisconsin plays Minnesota, but you want to prepare not the same way, because each week you want to find a way that you can do a better job of preparing yourself. But I think the preparation, you want to be consistent, and that's the best preparation you can give, knowing that, you know, it's specific on the opponent, on what you're facing, and yet a lot of preparation are the things you can control and go about it.
Well, how much has Chryst been able to give you since he returned from injury, and how important is he to your depth at that position?
Oh, Chryst, he's very important to this team, and you know, I think that each week you see a little bit more, you know, comfort out of him and getting back into playing. But no question, he's a significant contributor to this team, not just our defense, not just the D-line.
This was the game 2 years ago when you had 4 redshirt freshmen start on the offensive line. Can you quantify just how much that group has progressed? I know now Orleans still playing, but how much better do you feel like this team has gotten now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you know, Michael and Bo have certainly gotten a lot better, and it's come from a lot of work and experience that they can build off of, and so there's no question those two I think are better players than 2 years ago, and they should be.
Paul, you've had a run of great defenses here, and I think if there's one constant in those defenses, it's those defensive linemen, Alec and Chikwe and Connor Sheehy. What have those guys meant to this program? What's made them so good?
Boy, no question, they've been a huge part of it, and in so many ways, you know, your offensive line, your defensive line are those foundational pieces, and I think Coach Noakes would say the same thing, and Coach Tibbs, who've been around all 3 years, just seeing their growth and their development, and I think the unselfishness, but the way they play and how hard they play, and excuse me, that rubs off, I think, on everyone on the defense, and quite honestly, I think it rubs off on our offense. I know that our offensive line feels more confidence when they go against those guys every day in spring ball and fall camp. But I mean, you're talking about guys that are great examples, great leaders, care about this team, care about this program. and yet it's been fun to see their development and their growth in it. And what a great thing for our young ones, you know, Olive and Isaiah to be around that. But those, you know, starting with Chikwe and Alec and Connor, I think they're a true, strong, foundational part of this group.
Well, you had a chance to face PJ Fleck last year's Cotton Bowl. What do you think he's brought to Minnesota's program this year?
Well, I think that, you know, he's a good football coach. He's, you know, they've got good schemes, and I think they've got, you know, you can see him playing with great energy, and so a lot of respect for what they're doing schematically, offensive, defensively, special teams, and we know that they're going to be at their best, and we've got to bring our best.
Paul, have a lot of those schemes carried over from the Cotton Bowl? When you watch on tape, do you see a lot of similar things that you saw back in January, or is he doing a handful of different things as well?
Well, I mean, it's, you know, there's some parts that you can see, you know, but it's different. It's different team, different players. You know, they're new in the scheme, so I think that, you know, you can reference it. We're talking about the end of the year. You know, there's a lot of good film this year of who and what Minnesota is, and that's certainly grabbed our players' attention this morning, and we know that we've got to be prepared and give ourselves our best chance.
Paul, what did you like about your defense when you had the three safeties on the field? What does that add to your defense?
Well, it's just it's a way to try to match up with personnel and still, you know, maybe be a little bit thicker.
This program doesn't often go to the junior college route. What did you see in Andrew Van Ginkel, and how good has he been this year at outside linebacker?
Well, I think Andrew's been really good, and certainly contributed in a number of ways. You know, defensively, special teams, and yet a guy that I think will, because of who he is and the coaching that he gets from Tibbs, he's going to continue to improve. But really glad he's here. He's added a lot.
Well, with the title game already set for next week, are there any challenges at all in keeping the team focused on Minnesota, or maybe does the rivalry make that a little easier?
This is a big game for everyone involved, and you know, we're in the locker room after last week's game, and you know how we finished it was about this game, and guys that have played in it, they know and respect this rivalry, and you know, then you watch the tape, and it's got all of our attention.
Hey, what did you think about Alex's pocket awareness? How has that part of his game developed over this season?
I thought he's, you know, continuing to grow at the position. I thought he was really good in a lot of it last game, and we're going to be tested. I think Minnesota does a really nice job of pressuring the quarterback, and so we've got to build on that. And yet it's a different team, right? But I think he's been good.
I know it's about the team, and you've had a lot of individuals who played really well, but what T.J. Edwards has done in the middle linebacker position, just the way he carries himself and how he plays, I mean, he certainly deserves all the accolades he's getting.
No, TJ's been playing at in my opinion, a really high level, and I think that he's put on a little bit on his shoulders of being a leader on this defense, and vocal when he needs to be, but most of all in his play. And I thought he and Ryan played really well and are playing really good football, and they're seeing the game and they're trusting it, and they're playing fast, and I think he's been a huge part of the success that our defense has had, and that's what's fun. This week we get to be tested a little bit different.
We have a question from Jeff in Kansas City who would like to know
That should not.
what factors you think allow Ryan Connolly to excel.
You know, Ryan's playing the game, and he does a great job of preparing during the week, and then I think he's trusting his preparation, and I think he's playing fast. And he loves playing football.
Paul, Kendrick Pryor is a guy that seemed to be performing well last fall camp, but then he got redshirted. And how do you feel like he handled
Well, I think he's handled it really well, and you appreciate the way individuals kind of go through whatever processes, whatever way steps they got to do to get to the point where they're playing and contributing. And I think that he's a really neat person and likes playing. And when he goes, when it's time to practice, he's going to practice. When it's time to play, he's going to play. And he's young, and yet he's doing all the things that you ask, and that's fun to be around. It's fun to see his growth, and there's a lot of more ahead of him.
Anything else for Coach?
Nope, unless Jeff has something.